5-yard line. So here comes Daniel Jones and the #1 offense in the NFL. They go from about league average last year to the best offense in the first half of the NFL season this year.
I tell you what, Adam, I love the decision to take the football. Normally you win the toss, you're going to defer, but they're coming off their worst performance offensively. Daniel Jones, 5 turnovers. If I'm the quarterback, I want to get out there and right all those wrongs early in this game in Germany.
3 interceptions, 2 fumbles lost, a career-high 5 giveaways against Pittsburgh, and a loss last week. Here's leads the rusher, Jonathan Taylor. Nice job by Jalen Walker, the rookie linebacker, immediately grabbing his ankles, bringing him down for a gain of just a yard.
Take a look at their offense here. Rookie Tyler Warren has been incredible for this team, but what we know is it starts with Jonathan Taylor and that offensive line of this Colts team, led by Quentin Nelson, one of the best guards in the National Football League. They want to establish the run where they struggled last week against Pittsburgh.
A season low for Taylor last week. Empty set for Daniel Jones as he rifles.
Got the first down, yes.
Pittsburgh. This time it's 11 yards and a first down against this Atlanta Falcons defense, which for the most part this year has really limited explosive pass plays.
They are #1 in the National Football League against the pass, and it's really about those guys on the back end, led by A.J. Terrell. That shutdown corner, physical corner, and then of course Jesse Bates, who they like to use as a chess piece. He'll be all over the field today.
Drop for Jones, trying to set up the screen, and a nice catch made by Jonathan Taylor.
Got the first, oh no, football, yes, got it.
It is good enough for 15 yards and a first down nonetheless.
What a great hustle by the big fella. See him at the center spot, getting out trying to lead this screen to Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor able to get out, make the big play, but this is what plagued him last week. 5 turnovers in that game. Almost another one early, but the big fella hustling down, get that loose ball.
Speaking of which, it was Jesse Bates right out of the gate. Knocked that ball free from Taylor, but his center saves the day and sets him up at the 46 of Atlanta. Couple of fakes, roll out for Jones, and he connects with
Got the first down, yes.
Rolls out of bounds, past the sticks, good enough for a first down.
I love the approach here early by Shane Steichen. Hey, my quarterback struggled last week. What are we going to do? Quick route to the left to our big wide receiver. Throw a screen, come back with the naked bootleg. A nice little drop off to our tight end in the flat. Nice, easy completions to get your quarterback rolling.
We talked about the connection that Steichen and Jones had during the pregame. It really seems like these two have been in a very, very tight path together. Toss play, Jonathan Taylor. Picks up about 4.
Every quarterback sees the game differently. And so I know we like to think a lot of playbooks have the same basic plays in them, but how a guy designs it, how they call a play, how they see it is completely different. So when you talk to Shane Steichen, you talk to Daniel Jones, they see the game the same way. They love spending time together, whether it's outside the schedule, texting late at night. They sit next to each other on the plane because they just love to talk ball and talk details.
They love having Taylor back there. Go right back to him. And Taylor pushing his way towards the sticks. Been one of the toughest guys in the NFL to bring down. Gave him a spot maybe shy of the line to gain. J.D. Bertrand made the stop. Indeed, it'll be a couple of yards short. They stopped the forward progress almost 2 full yards plus shy of that line to gain.
They've got the big play element in this offense, but this is how they like to play. Short, underneath, passing game where Daniel Jones excels, and obviously running the football and winning those early downs with Jonathan Taylor.
Down the seam and a lunging attempt at that catch. Incomplete. Jesse Bates put the hit on the tight end Mo Alley Cox to prevent the first down grab. That'll bring up 4th down.
Go with the heavy personnel, and they don't usually throw to many tight ends besides Tyler Warren. But you're going to see the hard play action right here. Mo Alley Cox down the seam. got a shot at him, but got to put it up over the linebacker, which allows the safety just enough time to get there and break it up. Although you see that looked like it was going through his hands anyways.
One of the best fourth down teams in the NFL went 5 for 5 last week against Pittsburgh. Work out of the gun with Jones on the slant. 4 touchdowns incomplete. And it's D. Alford who had the coverage. And the Indianapolis wide receiver is now wearing number 2. With Sauce Gardner taking number 1. And on down number 4. D. Alford comes up with the stop. Falcons.
12 downs.
I gotta say, I'm a bit surprised there. You take the ball, you want to get the bad taste out of your mouth from last week. You have a nice drive going. Take the points and have some positive feelings there on the sideline after drive number 1.
Now Michael Penix Jr. and company take over from the 27. Here is their top back, Bijan Robinson, with an excellent run to start Atlanta's offensive day. Run out by Sauce Gardner. It's a 16-yard run. And a nice start for Michael Penix Jr. and company as Robinson runs it. That's been a big part of this Atlanta offense. Penix missed the game a couple of weeks ago against Miami, had a knee injury. Did come back last week. They fell by 1 to New England.
They did, but he played really, really well. His first 3 touchdown pass game, all 3 of them to Drake London, but feeling really comfortable in this offense, protecting the football. Just need to find a way to make some more big plays down the field.
Oh.
Penix checks to the second call, which is a fake. The left-hander wheels around, throws, and it's dropped by Kyle Pitts on a play that would have went for a lot of yardage in Indianapolis territory.
Oh, man, this is one that could have gone a long way, maybe all the way to the end zone, and Michael Penix showed us this is his favorite route to throw, the deep over off of the play fake. You see Kyle Pitts here. Got a couple steps, and he's got room to go. Just got to make that catch, and they're just waiting for Kyle Pitts to kind of live up to the billing. Drafted high in the first round. See all the ability every single week, but the inconsistencies continue to hurt him.
Michael Kaiser and his offense has been this year. A lot of talent, very inconsistent. It's Robinson as he picks up a couple, and it's going to set up 3rd down and 8. A lot of talent right there on that screen.
A lot of talent. It all starts with Bijan Robinson at the running back position early in the year, as you mentioned, running the football really well. Got to find a way to get him some holes. And then we got changes up front. Bergeron out. Lindstrom making a go of it with that foot injury. We'll see how it plays out today. But they've been having some struggles up front, especially in the run game, something that they really have been talking a lot about and want to fix today.
Robinson calls the plays. Penix wants the snap and he beats the play clock. It's hit hard.
Oh, the ball's loose. And the Colts got it. Yes.
Talk about it every week when it comes to quarterbacks, because you got to have a pressure plan. You got to know when you're going to see right here off the edge a free hitter. I don't know if Michael's expecting the offensive line to slide there as he turns his back, but has no chance to know that he's coming there. Got to get the ball out of your hands. We got to get the right call up front. As I was just mentioning, some of the calls that they've been making up front have been causing them issues in the run and pass game. I don't know where the communication problem was there, but you got to be able to get that football off or protect it. For Michael, big turnover early in this game for the Colts defense.
Cameron Bynum in the defense. Patented choreographed celebration. So this is right around the area where their last drive stalled on 4th down. Bynum and the recovery by Jermaine Pratt. Gives the ball right back to Jones. And around. Here comes Dooley.
And he got the first down. Yes.
Xavier Watts finally dragged him down. That's a 22-yard sprint for Ashton Doolin. His longest run of the year.
And they do a great job of keeping off balance, doing a lot of different things. Just a jet sweep, great blocking out in front. You make one guy miss. You see both big wide receivers doing a great job swinging him on the outside.
Taylor is the back.
this is where they're so good to get down tight. Nobody better than this Colts offensive line. Jonathan Taylor getting into the end zone. We mentioned tying Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James is in the building. Got a chance to talk to my old friend today, and I know he's loving that from number 28.
64th career rushing touchdown as an Indianapolis Colt. Breaks the tie for second with the Hall of Famer Lenny Moore. And has tied the great Edgerrin James at the top of the Indianapolis charts. The chart that has a lot of good running backs.
This extra points.
Cameron Bynum sack and fumble. Jonathan Taylor with a rushing touchdown. League leading 13th of the year. Patron Brooks, not a lot of room, and excellent coverage by Indianapolis as they get the special teams tackle shy of the 20. Back to the turnover that got Indianapolis the ball.
Yeah, we were talking about the pressure situation. So I circled two guys right here. Those are the two guys that it seems the backer responsible for. The offensive line is going to slide to the left, pick up their guy. Algier picks up the inside guy as he should. Michael doesn't recognize the outside guy coming free. Had a quick throw to his right-hand side. Now he came back a little bit confused. Was there a mess up on the route on the backside? He thought he could get the ball out quick, but a big mistake there by the young quarterback, not getting the ball out of his hands with that free hitter.
First sack of the year for Bynum. It was a big one. The 19-yard line. Hanks. Searching downfield, tight coverage across the board, and finally, it's Drake London that breaks loose.
There's one of those big plays that they've been looking for. They're actually looking for Drake London on the big end to the right-hand side. Covered really well, but he just keeps on working. You're going to see him on the top side of your screen. He's going to run the big end. It's going to be covered. Michael Penix does a great job of just buying some extra time. He keeps working across the field, and a great throw on the run.
It's 29 there, and now Drake London gets another first down. Inside the 40. Back-to-back grabs by London from Penix. The top target this season, 49 grabs for Drake London this year. He had 3 touchdown catches last week. A career high for him as well.
A pretty big boy touchdown catch.
That's right.
He went up high, used that big body, but they talk about it. This pass game of the Atlanta Falcons goes through Drake London. Whether it's down the field or as we saw there, they love to use him on those quick chase routes.
43 yards in 2 plays. John Robinson with a good first down run. They were in a lot of third and longs last week. It was a rough week for Atlanta against New England, a very good New England defense, but they went 1 for 11 on third down, and a lot of those were third and longs. So runs like that on first down are huge for them.
And not just to stay out of third and long, but also to get the John Robinson touches.
Yeah.
The key is to find ways to get him touches because he's so explosive. We've already seen that earlier today. But when they get behind the sticks and they're forced to throw, much harder to get number 7 in the football.
Sauce Gardner guarding Drake London at the bottom of the formation. Penix wheels around. Looking downfield for Mooney.
Uh-oh.
That was Mekhi Blackman in coverage.
Got flag on the play.
They're happy to have Mooney healthy. He's been dealing with multiple injuries this year. He is one of the downfield threats that hasn't been able to get consistently going.
Defense, number 29.
Sleep late that is a referee.
Big penalty against Mekhi Blackman. Ultimate league
Mekhi
average in terms of
Blackman.
penalties. That's a 20-yarder.
Well, you talked about it. Darnell Mooney is their big play receiver. Been hampered by that hamstring injury. Talking to Zach Robinson before the game, he said, I feel like he's really close, if not back to normal. Love the chance of just Michael Penix going back. Hey, got 1-on-1. Let's try to push the ball down the field and they get the big penalty.
London is in the slot. They're going to move London around a lot. Gardner usually plays outside. Here's Tyler Algier. He's a big piece of the run game. And he sets up first down and goal. 13 yards for the big body back up behind John Robinson.
They love to get him involved down here in the red zone. Bigger, more physical back. Nice job up front, just staying on your guys. Nice little crease right there. The big fella hits it. And inside the one.
He stays in and gets a handoff. Gets the touchdown to tie the game. A career high 5th rushing touchdown in the
Spencer coming back off the fumble. Colts put the ball into the end zone. Hey, we're not going to let it bother us. We're going to stay poised, and we're going to make a drive down the field. Michael Penix making a couple big throws, and then the big fella and the big guys up front finishing it off.
Algier ties it up, and now it will be the third Atlanta kicker of the season. Zane Gonzalez just signed this week after Parker Romo missed the game-time extra point against New England in the fourth quarter last week. Kicking unit has been a roller coaster ride this year, but Gonzalez playing in his first game since the NFC Championship with Washington last year. Puts it as it's known, originally designed for those famous 1936 Olympic Games. Pinion puts this one into the end zone, so the touchback for Indianapolis is going to put them at the 35-yard line. Now Daniel Jones playing from behind after a strong Atlanta drive. Algier with his fifth of the year. And Penix looks sharp, much sharper on that second series.
A couple big throws to Drake London. Some nice runs there by Rajon, and then Tyler Algier finishing it off with a couple nice runs down there in the tight red zone.
Good field position here for Daniel Jones and company, which has the best first quarter point differential in the NFL in the first half of the season, to find themselves trailing. There's that RPO action, and
Got the first down. Yes.
Zone read from Daniel Jones.
Almost looked as if Daniel Jones wanted to pull that and throw it.
Yep.
Nice decision to give it, though.
You can upgrade your game day with Best Buy. And how about Jonathan Taylor, who is chasing his second career Triple Crown after that fabulous All-Pro season in 2021. NFL's leading rusher, despite his low output last week against Pittsburgh's tough defense. Now Jones takes a shot in the double coverage.
Touchdown. Yes.
He's their big playmaker when they want to push it down the field and love to use the big body wide receiver. And Alex Pearson just puts the ball up and says, hey, protect the football and go make a catch for me. He's going to run a double post combination. So showing the opposite side right here, but you see just at the top of your screen, you get the free safety to hold just a little bit. Little pull there in the quarters coverage, and you go up over the top to Alex Pearson. As I said, use that big body, protect the football, and make a great catch.
Actually missed his last extra point. This one is good. And the Colts of Sauce Gardner. They play college ball together. He's made his impact. Now Sauce Gardner coming over to the near side for the Colts defense as Penix and company take over from the 22nd. Robinson. He gets tricked in right near the line of scrimmage and play by the third-year man out of Northwestern, Tommy Wadabare.
You mentioned Sauce running from one side to the other. Remember, he just got traded early this week. Spent a lot of time with defense coordinator Lou Anarumo in his office trying to learn all these calls right there, maybe a little bit off as he had to run late to the other side.
And now in front of Gardner, that catch is made by Darnell Mooney. Pushes him out of bounds. We saw those next-gen stats powered by AWS on Sauce for a little bit more. Down to Stacy.
Yeah, Adam and Kurt, a little bit of time was a lot more time, actually. I spoke with Sauce before the game. It was 2 to 3 hours, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, on top of team schedule. And certainly it's been a whirlwind of a week, but he wasn't going to miss this game. Love the matchups.
Robinson runs this one, stays out of bounds, and Gardner on that side of the field is there to try to shove him out of bounds. But blocking by Drake London. You said it, Stace, earlier that Sauce is probably going to be matched up a decent amount. Lou Anarumo talked about it. And see how often he goes into the slot. Sauce really doesn't play in the slot very often, if at all. And they like to move London around as much as possible. Right back to Bijan Robinson, and he pushes ahead. And set up second down.
There's always a lot of talk with this Atlanta offense of running out of the pistol, the benefits, maybe the negatives of running out of the pistol. Talking to Zach Robinson, he said there's a couple things. First, Michael Penix is more comfortable in the shotgun is where it starts. But we want Bijan Robinson back behind, able to come downhill and make those one-cut runs like we've seen today.
Pistol looking for Mooney, and it's off his hands. Kenny Moore, the nickel corner, slot corner, had the coverage on Mooney.
Just a little high and outside for Mooney, not able to make the catch right there. But that's one Michael Penix is going to want to have back. Bring it down just a little bit, probably a first down on that catch.
And the completion percentage not where it wants to be right now. He's about 61%. League average is closer to 65, 66. Now third down and 5. Algier the back. Robinson is lined up wide at the top. Slow screen for Robinson, who got hit and juggled it and then recovered it after the Blackman delivery. He held on to it. It's a loss of 3, and it's fourth down.
Always trying to find ways to get Robinson the ball in space. Drake London is responsible to go out and block the corner. He's a little bit of a hesitation, push up the field first, and Blackman does a great job of attacking the football and making it.
Opinion will punt it away. Josh Downs loved the punt last week at Pittsburgh. His defense made a good point with a nice stop. It's a very well-placed punt for 43 yards, all the way down to 2. Nice punt by Pinion, who pins the Colts deep. Here in Berlin, where plenty of Falcons fans have
that last time this deep in the season, a quarterback and a running back led the league in yards was a Colts team from back in 2000 with Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James.
That's year number 2 for James. Jonathan Taylor just tied James for most rushing touchdowns in Colts history 2 drives ago. Here's the rookie Tyler Warren taking it to the 9th, 8-7. Atlanta update on the defensive side from Christina Pink.
Falcons defense banged up here early. D. Alford is currently in the blue medical tent being evaluated for a concussion, while Sam Roberts, he is questionable to return with an ankle injury.
Now Roberts is filling in on the defensive line as a backup, and Alford has already made an impact play today. He's played multiple positions for the Falcons defense this year. And they don't have Mike Hughes, who's inactive today. Jones. Something happened. I'll try to sprint for the shot.
First down, yes.
Might be enough for the first down. Pushed out by Ronnie Harrison, the former Indianapolis Colt. It is a first down.
Well, this is something that Daniel Jones can do. You see him going through his progression, starting to the left, looking back to the right, nobody open. Good athlete when he gets out in space. Obviously just enough to move the sticks.
Jones this year, career low 2.5 yards per carry, but for his career, he's had to do a lot more scrambling in his days in New York. He's averaging better than 5 yards per carry. He's had an 80-yard run in his career, too. Off the play fake, underthrown ball for Tyler Warren. Rookie tight end already has 2 grabs, closing in on the Indianapolis rookie tight end record. He's been the number 1 rookie in the league in catches this year.
And we've talked about the incredible story of this Indianapolis Colts offense, but go back to the open, we were talking Daniel Jones 1 year ago, almost 1 year ago today, here in Germany, played his last game with the New York Giants. A lot of people wondering, what does his future have in store? Will he ever be a starter again? And wow, what a difference a year makes.
Sees a lot of space in front of him.
First down, yes.
They always tell us at quarterback, The team's playing man-to-man. There's nobody to account for you. Man-to-man on the back end. They bring pressure. No one left for the quarterback. And once again, seeing that athletic ability of number 17 to move the chains.
Trying to get that bad taste out of his mouth from his last trip to this country, November 10th. Almost a year ago to the day, poor performance, a 3-point loss against Carolina. The Giants had lost 5 straight at that point. He was benched. Asked for a trade, ended up signing with Minnesota for the rest of the year. Here's Downs, back down. Billy Bowman, the rookie, with the tackle. We'll check the penalty marker, though, on the far side.
On the flag on the play.
Initial indication against the Colts.
Offense over 79, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
There's the Vienna, Austrian native Bernard Ryman, who gets tagged with that penalty, was beyond the yard of the line of scrimmage when that pass was thrown.
Blackman
The challenge you face when you run a lot of the RPO game, right? We got a run called there. Ryman trying to get up onto the linebacker. Daniel decides to pop it to the outside. And when you don't have any contact at the line of scrimmage as an offensive lineman, then you're just getting up and trying to seal and get to your responsibility. It's always the challenge for those big guys up front.
All right, so
Ryman was in Frankfurt a couple of years ago. He was the headliner for the Colts team. Now a lot of folks have plenty to talk about. Plenty to talk about from a 20-point
Let's
first
go to quarter one.
Falcons with one turnover on the Cam Bynum sack and forced fumble. That's a touchdown. Here's a touchdown reception. Taylor, a rushing touchdown. Algier, a rushing touchdown in a high-octane first period. Now on the second quarter. First and 15 after the penalty on Ryman. Jones looking.
Got the first down. Yes.
Great adjustment to the football. Clearing it out with a guy outside, a guy inside, and run the deep in route. Ball left to the outside of him. A great job by the long wide receiver Pierce to reach back and make the catch.
Comes from a very athletic family. Went to Glenbard West High School in suburban Chicago. My nephew goes. He's a National Junior Olympic track and field finalist. Played volleyball, played basketball, played football. Jones running into pressure and got rid of it to Warren. As he tries to fight off Bertrand and pounds his way for about 8 yards.
They love Tyler Warren. His feel for the game, they use him in so many different ways. Just a naked bootleg right here. But feel that pressure, get your head turned around, give your quarterback a quick outlet. Nice job by Daniel Jones to avoid that pressure and get it to the big fella.
He has tied Dwayne Allen for the most catches by a Colts rookie tight end in that 2012. Mackey award winner for the top tight end in college football at Penn State.
Got the first down. Yes.
Player out of Wisconsin. He takes it for a first down to the 39 of Atlanta.
I just like the way that they build offense. I know you heard me in the meeting when we had a chance to talk to Shane Steichen. I was like a kid in the candy store just asking him about all the whys and the way that he builds the offense. But they're going to spread it around. They're going to get the ball to a bunch of different people, and then they're going to take their shots, as we've seen a couple times already today.
I know why you like it, because this offense is as efficient as your offense was at the turn of the century with the St. Louis Rams.
I definitely like good offense.
Jones is going to scramble again, and isn't getting it much. He got chased down that time by Zach Harrison, right near the line of scrimmage.
Ball came out there at the end.
See if they rolled him down by contact or not.
brought back to the thumping spot. Second down, Indianapolis.
It is a fumble, but it goes back to the spot of the fumble because it went out of bounds. The ball went out right before he went down, but when it rolls out of bounds, nobody collects it. It goes back to the spot of the fumble.
That's two big breaks for the Colts already today. Ball on the ground twice. Able to get it both back.
Taylor and Jones. Jones has done a nice job over the last year of cutting down his turnovers up until last week. Slings it outside again. Downs. Not much room there as Falcons rally. Terrell, the very physical corner, one of the best tackling corners in the league, was one of the first men there. And it's third down and long for Indianapolis.
That was fun talking to A.J. Terrell and just asking him, okay, what did you decide? Because most guys, when they get into football, you want to be on the offensive side, you want to touch the football. And he said, when I got into high school, I realized I'm a defensive guy. I love the contact, and I want to have an impact on every play. Playing wide receiver, you don't always get that opportunity, as we've heard from A.J. Brown and the Philadelphia Eagles. On defense, he says, I can impact every single play.
Here comes Taylor. He's very short. He gets to the 35-yard line. Harrison is there, his former Colts teammate. This should be about a 53-yard field goal for Michael Badgley, which would tie a season long.
Interesting play call there on third and long. You think that's normally going to be a pass situation all the time. Maybe if you run it, you're thinking about going for it on fourth down, but maybe it was one of those, hey, we're going to run it, see if we can get close to the sticks, we go for it on fourth down, fourth and longer, we'll just take the field goal and take the points.
This field goal.
Two missed kicks by Michael Badgley today. He had only missed one kick in his 4 games with the Colts since taking over for the injured Spencer Schrader. He's been prepared today to only maintain a field goal.
Yo, what's better than
As we get more from Christina picked out of the field.
Yeah, Jesse Owens dazzled, but also dazzling the Atlanta Falcons today. Raheem Morris making a point to make sure that the players all knew the history of this building, and Jesse Owens 4 gold medals here at Olympic Stadium. He said, seeing the reaction from the players was cool, but it was also the players, several of them that I talked to in warm-ups, because they thought about that as they came out here, and it certainly made a big-time impact.
All gold medals. 100-meter, 200-meter, long jump, and 4x100 relay. Penix pumping. On the rollout, up and downfield, and toss it away. Of course, Berlin had been selected by the IOC as a host city in 1931. That was during what was known as the Weimar Republic. But then, of course, Hitler's rise to power comes in 1933. A lot of folks around the world thought, including the United States, that they shouldn't have the Olympics here. It's a moral question because of the Nazi regime. And of course, Jesse Owens comes in and wins those gold medals, much to the chagrin and disappointment of Adolf Hitler. And when we talked to Raheem Morris about that, he said, this is the stadium where Owens won in front of Hitler. I want people on our side of things with the Falcons to know how important this history is to us. And this is quite a poignant day with this football game being played here in Berlin. Timeout call. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this from Amazon. Boys, when you walked into the stadium today, pretty cool. Third down and 9 for the Falcons. Pressure coming off the edge. Robinson hops on the blitz. Penix buying time. Trying to stay behind the line.
He did not get the first down. Yes.
Latu brought some pressure. That whole play was blown up early.
Well, they're walking everybody up. What we saw earlier on the fumble. Don't know who's going to come here. They end up dropping everybody else out. Nice job by Robinson to be able to take the chip off there, but threw Michael Penix off. Wasn't able to keep his eyes down the field, try to make a play, and then the rallying of the Colts to force the punt.
One for Pinion. Josh Downs back to return. They don't have Anthony Gould right now. He's been given a knee injury the last 2 games for Indianapolis. 46-yard punt grabbed by Gallus. And there is a flag thrown on the far side of the field as well. And he just got
penalty
tripped up.
flag.
There was more for him to cover. Let's see what that marker is about. It was Felipe Franks who tripped him up, the former quarterback turned tight end and special team. Still waiting for Clete Blakeman to give us a call in German like Sean Hockley did last year.
Return holding, receiving team number 16. Having half the distance from goal line, first down.
The dueling penalty is going to pull Daniel Jones in the offense back. Well, how it started, how it's going. It's been quite the journey for Daniel Jones after being signed and then winning the job over Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, a lot of people saying, hey, we're going to go with the young guy and determine whether he could be our guy for the future. But talking to everybody in the organization, they knew very quickly that Daniel Jones was that guy. You talk to guys on the offensive and defensive side. They saw it early. They saw his commitment, his intelligence that he brought to the table. And so they knew back in the spring that it was going to be tough for Anthony Richardson to beat this guy out.
A dueling penalty cost him about 20 yards of field position. So they'll start this drive with a Taylor run. Pushes ahead past the 10. They're looking for a first down to give themselves some cushion here.
It was cool to talk to some of the guys because you wondered what they thought. When we talked about Daniel Jones being released by the Giants a year ago, and you bring him into your organization, is that perception the reality around the league? And Jonathan Taylor said, no. I knew this guy was a dude. He worked out with Bobby McCain, who had played with Daniel Jones, and he had told him all about who Daniel was as a player and just a tough situation for him in New York. And so he knew when he came in that they were getting somebody special.
Preparation is a big thing. That cadence allows him to see what Atlanta's bringing pressure-wise. High snap, toss play, Taylor. Back to about the 15, so it'll be third down and short. Josh Woods on the stop for Atlanta.
It's so key, really, for both of these offenses to win those early downs. We've seen Atlanta in a couple third and longs. That last 3rd and 9 obviously forces the punt. Colts have been able to stay ahead of the chains, been able to move the football into Falcons territory on all 4 drives. Even though they've only got points out of 2 of them.
Failed fourth down, though. Missed field goal. This is going to push Indianapolis back 5 yards, seemingly.
Full start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Right tackle Braden Smith. That Colts offensive
Braden
line.
Smith, got full stud.
Everybody drafted for the starting 5 that has been so solid for Jonathan Taylor this year, but they've been tackled a couple of penalties already today.
He gets his number called. It looked like the whole offensive line was moving to the side. It was just a little bit late, but he's the one that gets pointed out in front of the whole world.
They called on just about anybody there. Jones past the sticks, through the hands of Pierce. Tight coverage that time as well. Keith Taylor, who was brought up from the practice squad for the 2nd time, was in coverage.
Always the toughest thing for a quarterback is when a defensive lineman pops out. You see him on the right-hand side. Pierce pops out. Oh, Daniel doesn't see him as the ball goes right through his hands. The rookie saying, I missed an opportunity not only for an interception, but possibly a touchdown as well.
Atlanta's got a couple of good rookie linebackers, Pierce and Walker. A rare 3 out on the Colts offense. Flag is thrown on the far side of the field. Fair catch from Agnew. We'll check that mark.
Another penalty flag.
It's going to be very good field position pending the penalty for Atlanta. It was only the 13th 3 and out for the Colts this year, league low. Decision from Steichen. He's going to decline whatever the penalty was.
20 men on the field at the snap. Defense, for 55 did not make it off. That penalty's been declined. So the play, first down. Atlanta.
So the Falcons football on the other side of the break. 13-7 ball.
Needed hours.
Direct eye contact. Confident. Off. Engaged. Kind of creepy.
Happy Monday.
It's an old school power move. The real power move? Having
He's going to be a big part of this defense going forward. Robinson on the run. He gets brought down by Latu. Remember, they're still missing a really good corner in Charvarius Ward on the other side.
Well, they can't wait until they get him back. They expect to get him back after the bye. But a natural thing would be to think, hey, we got Sauce to come over here as we just showed in the stats. Let's just play man every single snap because it will make it an easier adjustment. But we always have to remember that when you put your top corner in man-to-man coverage, it forces everyone else into man-to-man coverage as well. And so it's not quite as simple as say, hey, number one, you just go shut this guy down and we'll do it across the board. Got to keep mixing it up.
Bottom of the formation against London. You see, he doesn't follow him into the slot. Penix. Over the middle. It's caught for first down. Grabbed by Charlie Warner. Just his second catch of the entire season. And he gets 15 yards out of it before Zaire Franklin brings him down.
All right, good coverage down the field. You mentioned it. When they throw the tight ends, it's usually to Kyle Pitts. But good coverage down the field. You just got to come down to Warner. And a nice catch, reaching out and grabbing it, and a little run after catch.
Well, as a blocking tight end, that is just the 18th catch of Warner's entire 90-game NFL career. It's good for a first down to the 36 of the Colts. One play, Algier. It's got the touchdown for Atlanta. That big body goes leaping into the air into a couple of Colts defenders, including Nick Cross. Picks up a few, and it's second down.
So key for them to win those early downs. We've been talking about it. We've seen it over the 3-game losing streak. They've been forced into third and long situations quite often. And one thing that's been missing from this offense is those big plays, being able to push the ball down the field. So winning those early downs, even 2 or 3 yard runs, are so huge for this Atlanta offense.
It's another toss for London. So again, you see Gardner is not always going to follow London to the slot if you see the motion. I imagine we're going to see a lot of motion from Atlanta to confuse Sauce Gardner in this defense.
Well, and smart move to be able to send the motion and make sure they're all on the same page, especially Sauce, who just got here. But nice motion to the outside, forcing the underneath coverage to the flat. Sauce Gardner playing off coverage and a little bit of slip right there. Get the ball to your big-bodied receiver, move the chains.
Third grab already for London. He's averaging nearly 20 per. Robinson back in, good move, and he's able to advance forward down near the 15.
The key is to be able to make the tackles on a guy like Bijan Robinson. Talked about it all week, is when you get your shot, you've got to make it. Opportunity right there by Franklin in the backfield, not able to make the tackle.
There's one of the top tacklers in the NFL. He's raised over the lower this year. Penix floats it. London reaches out and hauls it in. Touchdown, Drake London. The running throw machine strikes again.
Drake London.
Early today, a great route. We've seen a little 5-yard hook route a couple times. We just saw it a couple plays ago from that position against Sauce, and they're going to run him on the hook. And you're going to see they're going to run him on the hook. They're going to pause him here, clear out back behind him, and then they're going to turn him on the wheel. Nice job against Pratt right there. You get him matched up on a linebacker. You will take that every single time. Just put the ball up. Run it goes and gets it.
Drake London with another red zone target, and another touchdown from the red zone. Now Zane Gonzalez looks to give Atlanta the lead. Younghoe Koo missed a key field goal in the opener. It was Parker Romo since. For his team this last week, they turned to Zane Gonzalez from the revolving door that is. As there is in the National Football League, as reliable a threat as there is.
Well, great hands, big body. When you get down into the red zone, tight spaces, be able to put the ball up in the air, let your big guy go get it.
Amir Abdullah, the veteran return man, slips away, and a flag is thrown as Abdullah will go return.
Another penalty flag.
Coming back, we'll check that marker.
Return, holding, return team number 85. The 10-yard penalty for the spot foul. First down.
Drew Ogletree on the penalty. Back to the touchdown.
We talked a lot about Sauce only being here 4 days, so I want you to keep your eyes on him there. And then you've got Cam Bynum in the middle of the field. So when Kyle Pitts runs down into the middle of the field, Sauce is responsible for the outside portion of the field. He chases Pitts, leading that one-on-one with Crack and London. And that is a matchup that you will take every time if you're Michael Penix. A perfect throw up over the top and a great answer by this Falcons offense.
Great London against the linebacker. That's an easy cash-in for Penix. The penalty after the good return forces Indianapolis back to its own 14. Let's fix it. Throws it.
Drop the football.
Sideline. Grabbed by Michael Pittman. Right near the sticks by Keith Taylor. 9 on the play, the second down and short.
The first touch for Pittman right there. He's kind of the go-to possession guy for Daniel Jones. But more about Alec Pierce today.
A little tempo as we get inside 3 minutes.
Another first down. Yes.
Greg London did have to go into the medical tent, but he's back out now.
So because of the catch, was that the hit by Mooney that took us into the place? I'm not really sure. That was the biggest hit he took all day.
Just two-hand punch to the chest.
Hey, down to 4-2. What? Hey, 4-2, 6,
Pressure down to the 25. Off-play action. Jones was looking deep, doesn't have it. So it's Taylor underneath. Tripped up. Good job by Josh Woods.
MVP submitted one.
Near 75,000-seat stadium. Pretty well filled to watch Daniel Jones and the Colts take on Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons. No coaches' challenges inside of the 2-minute mark. All 3 timeouts for Indianapolis. On the 29, second down.
Another first down. Yes.
Pierce, who has been today, first down of the 39.
It's such an important drive for Indy. You remember they won the toss. They took the ball first, go down, and they don't score on that 4th down, or they don't move the chains on that 4th down play where they're stopped. So it's important for them to get points here at the end of the half, knowing the Falcons are getting the ball in the second half.
Balance the clock here, the ability to stop it. Jones, back the feet, and he'll scramble again.
Another first down. Yes.
Let's see where they mark him. They may give him about 9.5 here before Watts, the rookie, touched him down.
As soon as you start that slide, is where they blow that whistle. So here they got past the sticks, just a touch short.
2nd and 1. Falcons bring extra bodies to get to Daniel Jones for a sack. Kaden Ellis is there. Their leading tackler comes in with a big play, and it brings up 3rd down. Back at the 39-yard line.
One thing that you can't have happen, 2nd and short situation if you're Daniel Jones. Come back, good coverage on the back end, but find a way to get rid of the football. Huge play there by Ellis.
Falcons opt not to take a timeout. The Colts are happy now at 3rd and long to let the clock move down a little bit, but Atlanta did not use a timeout before a 3rd and long. Bring out Shabani again. Jones, deep shot.
Oh!
It's Jesse Bates. And finally the whistle blows with 8 seconds left. So had they called the timeout, they may have had
Jesse
an
Bates
opportunity
the
to score
third.
at least a better one at the end of this first half. Bates gets the pick though on Jones.
Well, that leaves you confused. I mean, why do you not? 3rd and long, knowing that they're going to have to put the ball in harm's way, not necessarily expecting an interception, but getting the football back for your offense, trying to double up here before the half. Daniel Jones, he was expecting Pierce to flatten off there, see if he could fit that in. Jesse Bates, nice job breaking on the football.
Like conduct, taunting, the defense number 3, 15-yard penalty, first down. This foul counts towards that player's potential for disqualification.
So a dead ball foul against Bates after the play. So now if you're Raheem Morris, you wonder, well, might as well just take a knee at that point. You're just happy to get off the field. That is back-to-back weeks for Bates with an interception, his first 2 of the season against New England and now against Indianapolis. But if you take that timeout, the clock was at about 30 seconds plus when Jaden Ellis got that sack. You could have used a timeout. If there is one criticism that's been hanging over Raheem Morris over the last year plus as the head coach of the Falcons, it is clock management. It feels like there could have been an opportunity there. Just 8 seconds left before halftime, and what's coming up on the Lexus halftime show? We'll have a recap of this first half, and as we start the second half slate in the NFL schedule, we'll have an entire preview of what's coming up once you hit the afternoon hours in the United States.
I think every game that I've done in Europe so far, there's been questionable issues at the end of the first half. It leaves me scratching my head. I have no idea why they didn't call the timeout there. You don't make that mistake after the interception by
And
Jesse
we
Bates.
reached the end of the first half.
Second half from Berlin on the way. Jonathan Taylor with a touchdown here. He needs just one more rushing touchdown to pass Edgerrin James for the most rushing touchdowns in Colts history. It's Falcons Colts 14-13 in Berlin. Enjoy the second half. Thanks for watching the Lexus Halftime Show.
Hold on to every memory this time of year. And make it another December to remember. Because the greatest measure of the season is how it makes you feel. The December to Remember sales event. It offers on select models. Taste something.
More than just a flag. Chase rings. Chase gold.
Nah, chase me.
NFL flag. Chase something.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
But with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Listen to your lungs. Learn more at savebythescan.org.
He's not a statistic. He's not a foster child. He's our son. And that is what he will always be. And we'll remind him of that every day.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then truly go check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the backseat.
was our game flow. It is presented to us by Progressive Insurance. After me, the Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, KP and Stacer down on the field as well. First half of responses you felt from Atlanta and Indianapolis.
I felt it was a really well-played first half on both sides. That offensively ran the football, quarterbacks played well. You saw all the playmakers get involved, and the defenses came up with some big plays too. Whether it was the Falcons' fourth down stop on the first drive, whether it was the forced fumble by the Colts that led to points, but well played first half. And now we'll see what Atlanta does with the ball coming out of the half.
1 point game. All the numbers are pretty even as we might have expected. Penix and Jones threw it about the same. Jones a few more shots downfield. Robinson and Taylor, two great running backs, both kind of evened out, both right around double-digit carries in that first half. Turnover apiece. Falcons, their turnover led to 6 Indianapolis points. Turnover by Daniel Jones at the end of that first half came on third down and long with the clock still running. Atlanta may have had a shot if they had used their timeouts to get the ball back. Maybe have a chance to get a field goal range, but they've got the 1 point lead. They get the ball to start the second half with a Badgley kick. To the 30-yard line, and we'll get it down to the field and Christina Pink.
Well, hey, Adam, an update on the Falcons sideline. Chris Lindstrom, who's been battling a foot injury, actually went into the locker room early to get some treatment, but he is back out here and good to go. Drake London was also cleared to return after a quick evaluation for a concussion, so he'll be back in the game as well. As for Raheem Morris, he liked the way his defense responded after the Colts started moving the ball early, said he loved the way we finished the half. Offensively, he liked what they've done with Temple, but thought there were a few missed opportunities they need to take advantage of.
Kurt kind of along the lines, so what KP just said, exactly what you were thinking. Some responses and some miscues in that first half.
But they have to be happy. One of the themes coming in was we need to start fast for the Falcons team. We want to show up early, and here they are with the lead coming out in the second half. Feel really good about where they're at and how they played. As you said, missed a couple opportunities along the way, but they're sitting in pretty good shape right here if they can go and get some points.
They start with Algier in the backfield. In that pistol look that they love. There's Algier to the right. Popped after a few yards moments ago. Stacey Dales with Shane Steichen.
Coach Steichen, just a lot of inadvertent mistakes by your team, and obviously the turnover at the end. What has to be cleaned up in the second half?
We got to clean up the penalties, and then offensively, we just got to be better on third down, convert those third downs to maintain the drives. You know, we're moving the football, but we got to convert on third down.
They're moving Drake London all over the formation. What do you have to adjust defensively?
Well, we got some things cleaned up there in the locker room, so he's a hell of a player, and we got to get ready to roll.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Grover Stewart was in on that tackle of Tyler Algier, who works at 5'10", 225 pounds, and he's being tended to, so we'll step aside early third quarter.
Did they ask you to do the commercial too?
Yeah, but they just give me one line.
About like a season. Like, we're going to sit here and we're going to tell them how Caesars Sportsbook is just so easy to use that you can watch and bet thousands of sports events, even some NFL games.
They'll probably show us betting on our favourite players and teams at all the Vegas hotspots too.
Like, we have time for that montage.
I told him I couldn't do it.
They couldn't afford me.
Making them meet on your time. Classic corporate power move.
Sorry, this is the only 20 minutes I have. What you got?
But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility for temperature-controlled healthcare shipping. FedEx, the new power move.
I'm not allowed to reveal the secrets of Jameson Black Barrel. It's carefully chosen select batch Irish whiskies, or its exquisite notes of toasted oak, caramel, and vanilla spice. It's the greatest whiskey I ever drank, and the greatest story I never did tell.
I was tired of being told no. No to my dreams.
I had no idea if anyone would buy anything.
This is so wild that I actually, from a dream, started a business.
Oh, not again.
Poor dear.
Welcome, Mr. C.
Yeah, they want to know.
Don't let anything stop you. Let's fly. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration has the very latest in style, safety, and tech.
This NFL Network Berlin game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz.
Very cool moments in our pregame with the flags being waved to represent the NFL and the connection between America and Germany. Mercedes-Benz based in Stuttgart, by the way, about 500 kilometers, 300 plus miles from where we are in Berlin tonight. 5:15 local time here in Germany. After Stewart came off the field, Michael Penix Jr. wheeling, floating, and tacked in. In Indianapolis territory, and there is Kyle Pitts. In front of Cam Bynum, the safety. They hook up for 25 yards.
Well, they've been playing a lot more 12 personnel. Algier and Robinson, you see Robinson going in motion. A lot of attention there. They come out on the naked bootleg. Nobody on the back end for Kyle Pitts. And a big play here to start the third quarter.
This is a heavy 11 personnel group, meaning one back, one tight end. Usually it's Pitts, but really they play more 12 because they can slot Pitts out and use Warner as an inline blocker. Now they've got Warner in there as the lone tight end. This is 22 personnel, or 21 personnel, two backs, one tight end. And it's Robinson, one of those backs, picking up another Atlanta first down.
Morris was telling us that so many teams, offensive teams now, are trying to figure out the personnel grouping that calms down a defense. So many defense will throw a bunch of different looks at you, different pressures at you. Hey, what personnel group can we slow them down, simplify what they do on defense to give us the best opportunity to succeed?
It's out there. There's a handoff and Algier rumbling ahead. I mean, for a while, it felt like there were so many more nickel defenses in operation. That's more base now as we check with Stacey Dales.
Yeah, Adam, you saw Grover Stewart, defensive tackle of these Colts, involved in that collision. He was just in the blue tent being evaluated for a concussion. His status to return, we'll see here in a moment.
And so Stewart collide with Pratt, collide with Algier. That's about 800 combined pounds collision. Penix had to launch that one with some pressure and into a window for Pitts. And Bynum in coverage, and it's incomplete. Third down and 5.
Great London underneath on the choice route. We get separation, have to just let this thing go early. You see the pressure coming. His right-hand side.
Was yet again on Penix. Pitts unable to pull it in. Line the gain is the 20. Penix floats it. Pitts is the target, and Pitts cannot hold on. It was knocked free by Jalen Jones. Getting back defensively, filling into that opposite corner where Tarvarius Ward would be. Just his third game of the year, he comes up with a big play.
And a great move at the line of scrimmage here to get the separation. Michael Penix is going to want this one back. He just leaves the ball a little bit short. If he puts it out in front of Kyle Pitts, that's a touchdown. See the ball go off the helmet right there of Jones. Missed opportunity there for Michael Penix. It's going to be disappointing when he goes back and watches that one.
So now Zane Gonzalez with his first field goal try as an Atlanta Falcon. And he will extend the lead. The seventh NFL team. He tacks on 3 and makes it a 4-point Falcons advantage in the third.
For an elf, the holidays are stressful, but Verizon's got a bonkers deal on the new Samsung Galaxy S25. Hey, Gemini, when did this trip coming? Right now.
Ah, nutcrackers. Gemini, where am I?
You're in a blender.
Okay.
Time for elf care. Gemini, find me a massage, please.
Oh, that was fast.
Get Samsung Galaxy S25 with Gemini and Watch and Tap, all for $0. No trade-in needed on any plan.
Bourbon This Balance doesn't just happen. With subtle notes of bright cherry and warm vanilla, There's a method to our smoothness. Maker's Mark. Perfectly unreasonable.
You can get with this, and you can get with that. You can get with this, and you can get with that. You can get with this, and you can get with that.
Dave Gonzalez made it.
The Great Combo, only at Dave & Buster's.
Cole's Black Friday is early? I gotta do my silicone stretches. You're stiff.
It's time to move on these deals. Save big on beauty mustache, warm coats, kitchen favorites, and more at Kohl's and Kohl's.com.
On vacation rental, if it's not listed on Booking.com, it's invisible to millions of travelers on our platform. Don't let your vacation rental be invisible. Get seen, get booked. On Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Compliments of the chef. Oh? He was so glad that he had emergency roadside service with Geico. And since they saved his bacon, he presents to you a bacon tart flambe.
With that, mate, look, I don't need special treatment. I'm just happy that he's happy.
You're too humble, Mr. Geico. Which is why we also present to you, and I don't need special treatment, run-of-the-mill grilled cheese.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Get more savings in service. Get more with Geico.
The younger generation brings a different energy. They're curating their own style. They're expressing how they feel. They're pushing for it. Fan, like a pro, the NFLshop.com.
Across the pond trip for the commissioner, Roger Goodell, is here at Olympic Stadium in Berlin, the first regular season NFL game in this city. He's enjoyed a 17-13 game so far. Tightly played all game long so far. Field goal by Gonzalez. Makes a 4-point lead. Brigham boots it away. And it is grabbed by Doolin. Makes a move to get to the outside and pick up a very good return into Atlanta territory. DeMarco Hellams finally caught up to him at the 44 of Atlanta. It's a return of 50 yards.
We talked about this game being about responses. One team makes a play, one team makes a drive, and the other team responding. Nice drive there by the Falcons to open up the half, get 3 points out of it, and then Doolin coming back with the answer and setting up his offense in Atlanta territory once again.
No Anthony Gould for the last couple of games. He's been the main kick returner, so they've had multiple guys doing it. That's the longest return of Doolin's season. He's in motion. Off the fake, deep drop, and underneath for Taylor. First down.
Carlos was down. Yes.
Play action, working well for Jones that time.
When you got guys like that wearing the number 28, I had one myself. It's never a bad thing to dump the ball off either. Little checkdowns can turn into big plays. You got guys like Marshall Faulk and Jonathan Taylor.
To the red zone go the Colts. Jones. Movement was not, that ball is out of flag.
Flag is down.
He jumped back on top of it. Jalen Walker, the excellent rookie, brought pressure. We'll see what the penalty marker is for. Walker coming off a 2-sack game in New England, the best game of his rookie season so far.
There's no foul play. Play stands in the second half.
No foul
penalty
play.
flag. It'll be Walker bringing the heat.
See from the top of your screen, but they are so excited about their rookie class. Walker creating the pressure and the fumble right there. James Pierce, Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman. I mean, they got a great young nucleus of players on the defensive side that have been making plays for them all year long.
Loss of 11, back to the 31. Another drop back for Jones. Stepping up, right back to Taylor in the flat. That's some of that penalty yardage back. Beg your pardon to Mir Abdullah, 26, not 28. Snuck in there and makes the grab.
A good job by the Falcons defense. Get them in a long yardage situation there. Don't give up the big play. Force them to throw it underneath. Rally to make the tackle. force them into a third and long situation.
Now Taylor back in. Number 23, line the game is the 10. Defensive coordinator in his first year. Neither team has converted a third down. Bates showing pressure. Here it comes. Now drops back. Jones under pressure. That ball is out.
Falcons got it.
Again. Jalen Walker recovers, and James Pierce,
Jalen Walker got
short and loose for his first sack full as an NFL player, and Atlanta has another takeaway. The question was, could they turn Indianapolis over a couple of times? They have. Pierce and Walker, the rookies, hook up.
Hold on to every memory this time of year. And make it another December to remember. Because the greatest measure of the season is how it makes you feel. The December to Remember sales event. 8 offers on select models.
Hey, everyone ever tell you look like Jason Kelsey?
I'm mistaken for Dan Campbell at least once a week. I'm going to work on the beard.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing this trainer, but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today, the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. You see millions of real customers testing the networks, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop-up. So text and instant talk and say, you won't believe where I am. Seriously, where am I?
I got this old thing and the bill from the store where I got it. Figured you could beat it with a better deal on one of these big boys.
It doesn't work that way.
Guess you're not as close to Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill today for a better deal.
You don't know that?
You ever hear a city hum like it's got a story to tell? That's Nashville. Your upgrade is ready, Miss Langley. My upgrade? See y'all later. Guys, look at this one. See how she said. You think you could beat me? Beat that. Oh! Drinks on me. Never met anyone like.
Experience the sounds of Nashville with the card that's even more rewarding. Chase Sapphire Reserve. I'm thinking we need a car.
All right, Auto Trader, it's go time. These empty nesters need a new ride. Sir. So there. Bye. Auto Intelligence, let's get it. Technology. Auto Trader.
A red zone turnover, which has been a true rarity this year. In fact, that was just the second time all season that Daniel Jones was sacked on a third down play. First time came 2 weeks ago against Tennessee. This one gives the ball to Atlanta with field position at the 44. Back-to-back drives with good field position. There is Robinson. Handballs pass the 45-yard line and back to the turnover.
Go back to the turnover, and Pierce is going to bring the pressure from here, but the key to this play, to me, is going to be Jesse Bates. As we show it right here, you're going to see Bates fake the blitz, and then he's going to peel off on the screen, and that forces Daniel Jones to hold the football, allow Pierce to get there and create the turnover.
This guy's going to pressure. Going to roll out, and Von Mooney incomplete. Good coverage by the linebacker, Jermaine Pratt, who was beat by Drake London for a touchdown earlier. Now brings up third down and 8.
We talked about how good this Colts offense has been at protecting the football. That was the downfall last week against Pittsburgh in that loss, but today again, I mean, the ball has been on the ground numerous times. They've been able to recover a lot of them, but they put the ball in harm's way. That time, Falcons able to take advantage of it.
They had just 4 turnovers in their first 8 games of the season. They have 7 in the last 2 weeks. Third down and 8 for Atlanta. They drop back 7 in coverage, and Penix nearly paid the price. Sauce Gardner nearly had His first big impact play as a Colt. Looking for London, and Sauce was looking for the end zone.
He was. Does a great job with his eyes and off coverage. Reading the drop of the quarterback, he breaks before London gets out of his route. Oh, man. Would have been a nice reward after having been with the Colts for 4 days before coming over to Germany. Oh, missed opportunity there by Sauce.
Colts defense is able to stand to make it a moot point after the turnover. Downs cleanly catches this one at the 13-yard line. Sauce Gardner making his Colts debut. Thrilled for this opportunity to go from the 1-7 Jets to the 7-2 Colts. Nearly had a pick.
Being a champion means knowing when to work and when to reward myself. Strawberry mango. This is amazing. And with my active cash credit card from Wells Fargo, I earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases.
Really? You call this a workout?
I'm just taking a little break. Then I'll get back after it.
I'm messing with you. Actually, that looks really good.
Make it too. With the active cash credit card from Wells Fargo, I earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply.
Anything from Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them.
You ready? It's Saturday. Dave's ready. Dave George's ready. He's miles ahead of you.
We flying, Dave.
Let's go.
Plenty of runtime, and it's even got turbo mode.
That's what they called me in college. No, they didn't. They called me a lot of things, different things.
I bet they did.
We'll take it.
We got a Sunday to earn.
We help you tackle that project by Saturday so you can earn your Sunday. Lowe's.
And we're back live, where this team is facing their toughest opponent yet. And they game played for this one. They're going with USPS Ground Advantage Service. He is locked into. What a handoff. You love to see that kind of team.
You are stealing my Jersey Mike's gig. Hey, Danny, Jersey Mike's is now an official sponsor of the NFL.
You sneaky. But yeah, first you steal my look, now you steal my job.
Danny, I just love these subs.
Make Jersey Mike's a game day thing.
A sub a month.
When I found out I had diabetes, I was told my life would change completely. It felt like a door slamming shut on my dreams. I wish I could go back and tell that 13-year-old kid that he'll be okay. That with the help of Dexcom G7, he'll see his sugars in real time, giving him the knowledge to control diabetes. So he can worry less and accomplish even more than he ever dreamed possible.
The first regular season game here in Berlin. Next Sunday, the first regular season game in Madrid. One of the great cities on this world. It'll be the Commanders and the Dolphins with coverage next Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Just keep us over here. Jump on a train and head over to Madrid for the week.
I wonder if we'll get to 72,000 like we've had here today in Berlin. Colts take over. And Jonathan Taylor to the edge. Works his way to the 17-yard line. Tough play for Penix, but this is really on Sauce Gardner. Great stuff in the corner.
Really about Sauce. You know, it's tough. We'll look at this and say, oh, maybe a bad decision by Michael Penix. But this is all about Sauce reading the drop of the quarterback. A quick throw. You see, he keeps his eyes down the field. But as soon as he plants that back foot, Sauce says, hey, I know a quick throw is coming, and he breaks on it. Nothing as a quarterback you can really do. Just fortunate to get away with that one.
Still, it's not thrown an interception in 127 tosses. Last 127. Right back to the ground game. And
Drop the first down, yes.
making his way past the 6 for a first down.
And you see the patience right there of Jonathan Taylor. You're talking to Shane Steichen. He does so many things well, but what does he do best as we see the wave going through the stadium here? Works American flair, but what does he do the best? And he said it was his patience, his ability to get behind those big offensive linemen, kind of just bounce, and wait for that hole, and then once he hits it, he hits it.
We're sticking with the ground game. Taylor past 70 yards today. closing in on 1,000 for the season, closing in on 7,000 for his career. Now in his 6th year out of Wisconsin, 2nd round pick all the way back in 2020, Triple Crown winner once in his career already. He's got 1 more year left on his deal. He's been healthy all year. That's been a factor too. He's had injury issues in the past. So they're all 10 games this season. Here's Pittman looking for the sticks. Taylor. You see where they spot him. There's a flag thrown as well.
It's a flag of the play.
On the far side. Approaching the halfway point of the 3rd.
Atlanta had too many men on the field, somebody trying to get off the field before the snap. Not sure he made it.
Too many men on the field, no offense. 12 men does not get off the lineup. Field of play is number 11. 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
You see Walker trying to sprint off, and the snap came before he got to the sidelines.
Still on the offense, but 11 was actually the one that caught it on the offense.
They'll decline the penalty regardless. They'll keep it 2nd down. They'll take the yardage instead. 2nd and 2.
Got the first down, Jeff.
Well, sometimes you're patient, and sometimes the hole just bursts wide open. They'll pick up the first.
Great job to get up on the back of the lineman here, and then see the cutback to the right-hand side, and you see it when he hits it, he's got that explosiveness to get up into the secondary.
Send it down to the 44, and a heavy dose of Taylor. They'll pick up a few as we check in with Stacey Nails.
Adam, you guys know it's all about preparation for Jonathan Taylor. He told us this week he prepares his body every offseason as if he's getting 300-plus carries. He's had 2 such seasons with those 300-plus carries in his career, but you love his mindset. His quote, you have to be able to go on a pedestal rather than a slope. And he said a lot of guys at the position go on a slippery slope with this game and just how physical it is. He's looking on a pedestal, Adam.
172 carries and counting, Stace. Off the play action fake. They set up that screen. Here comes
Another first down, Jeff.
As he takes it down inside the 30. A.J. Terrell, the corner, looking for some contact. And he got it after 24 yards of Tyler Warren catching and running.
So many things that you can do with Tyler Warren here on the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's going to block on Walker on the outside, just enough, throw him by. The big fella out in space. See the ball tipped there by Walker. Nice concentration to make the catch. And another big play by the rookie.
He'll set the new Indianapolis rookie tight end record with 46 catches this year. He's got 52 yards today. This is Goodson. Georgia native playing against the Falcons today. He gets slung down by Taylor. Down to the 24-yard line. A pickup of about 4.
Stay ahead of the chains, stay ahead of the chains, stay ahead of the chains. Having so much success running the ball on 1st down, putting themselves in these second and manageable situations really opens up the playbook. You want to take a shot, you want to drop a screen, you want to hand the football off again. Tough on defense is when you stay and you win 1st down.
You get 40% of the necessary yards on 1st down. That's a successful play. They got 4 there. Now back to Taylor. They'll tumble down to the 21-yard line and set up a 3rd down immediate.
We've talked a lot about how last week they went for on 4th down numerous times. We saw it on the first drive. You start to wonder, okay, we're here in a 3rd and short 2-3 yard situation. Hand the football off here with the idea of going for it again on 4th down.
Field goal still keeps it at a 1-possession game. The touchdown gives them the lead. Psycho probably thinking touchdown. Well, it's still early at 4 minutes plus in the 3rd. Just like we thought, a little RPO, they run it.
Another first down, yes.
almost feels like what you said.
Oh, no, he was short at the first down.
In a situation like this, you're probably expecting to go for it. And they ran it with Taylor to set up 4th down and short.
As long as you get positive yards, right? As long as you stay in that short yardage range. Last week, they ran a number of quarterback sneaks with Daniel Jones. In these type of situations,
5 for 5 last week on 4th down. A couple of those sneaks. It's a pistol look here on 4th and short.
God's on 1st down, yes.
Katie finally made the stop. The aggressive Shane Steichen continues to play as such.
A lot of people get frustrated in a 3rd and 1 situation when you put your quarterback in the shotgun, but obviously teams like the Colts, they do this so they can use the legs of Daniel Jones. He becomes an option there. Run the zone read, get the defensive end to step up the field, you hand it to 28, and you move the chains.
The most efficient 4th down team in the league. Wildcat with Warren, the tight end. He hands it off. That's a new look. That is something we weren't expecting to see with Warren playing out of the Wildcat and giving it to Taylor.
They've done it a couple times this year. Obviously, he would line up in this position at Penn State a little bit. So much flexibility when you have a guy like Tyler Warren and all the different things that he can do.
He's a high school quarterback in Mechanicsville, Virginia. Athlete High School. The guy who threw for 1,100 yards and ran for 500 as a senior with 21 total touchdowns. There's the legs of Daniel Jones on display again. His 4th scramble of the day. He's got nearly 30 yards on the ground. He gets that guy fired up. His Colts paraphernalia and body ink. 3rd and 6.
A good decision. You don't want to force it down here in the red zone. Really good coverage on the back end. No space for any of his receivers. Buy a little bit of time, see if somebody can separate. If not, go ahead and take a couple yards. Line up again on 3rd.
Space in front of him again, and Daniel Jones gets hit shy of the 6. Xavier Watts came flying in to make some contact on Jones at the end of the play, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, big hit here at the end as he gets hung up right there. You see Watts' shoulder pad right to the helmet. Enough to keep him short of the 6. You see the offense on the field once again.
It's 4th down and 2. Taylor is the back. Pitch for Taylor.
Over on down.
Defense stands inside its own 10. It's J.D. Bertrand with the stop. Jeff Ulbricht's defense comes up with a huge play in the 3rd.
Great hustle. Starting the shotgun, he walks up under center, he gives a motion off to the right-hand side, trying to give him some eye candy in some other directions. Then you pitch it to 28. But great hustle, all the right jerseys running to the football, forcing the turnover on downs.
J.D. Bertrand was there. Jeff Ulbricht in his first year as the defensive coordinator. Team that has tried to be a good tackling team. They had some issues last week on the road in New England. They were sharp on that final play of the drive. Back to John Robinson, who got a little bit of a breather. He runs it out to the 11-yard line.
We were talking to Coach Steichen a little bit this week about going for it on 4th down. Last week was a little more situational because they were behind. But he said, it'll go both ways. It's not always about analytics. Sometimes it's just about feel of where the game is at. And you wonder if one of those was, hey, we're going to try to take this momentum back and get 7 here.
Wilbur Stewart back out there for the Colts defense. Banks firing low and London going down to pick that one up off the deck. This is
is one of those throws that you could say, it looked like it was a little bit off by Michael Penix, but I think it was a perfect throw. There's color coming from the inside, you see right there. Let's put it on his back shoulder, protect him from a big hit. And the big guy goes down and makes a great catch.
His fifth of the day as he approaches 100 yards, and we approach the final quarter in Berlin. Daniel Jones and the Colts trailing the Falcons, a 17-13 Atlanta lead.
Take one defender. Add a large helping of sand. Mix in some rocks. Freeze to -40 for several days. Then soak in 35 inches of water. Bake at 122 Fahrenheit. Dress with 661 pounds of toppings. Finally, serve on a plateau of your choosing.
What else did we think of the book?
Guys, it's Sunday. And on Sunday, we should only be thinking about one thing: football and Colts Won sliders.
This takes the pants off the book club.
I call it Sliders Sunday. Football and Colts Won, nothing like it.
Are you Eli Manning?
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd have to use life insurance with Ethos. It is so fast and easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage.
Check your price today at ethos.com.
After the Falcons and Colts wrap up in Berlin, our crew recaps the game and previews the rest of Sunday's slate. We got tough guys. We're going to play Smash Mouth NFL Game Day Final today after the game on NFL Network. Make a move.
With Ring, you can protect your home from anywhere.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of this guard, but getting that guard.
Stop! That guard's not guarding.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
How do I go that big without spending that much?
Head to Lowe's. They have cool decorations like Bumble and the Grinch.
Lowe's helps you get more holiday for less.
So our wedding's in a couple of weeks. I just needed to tell you this face to face.
Oh, don't say it.
You're going to be eligible to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union because I'm an Air Force veteran.
All veterans and their families can join Navy Federal Credit Union. Our member.
Get the weekdays started with the NFL Network and the crew on Good Morning Football. Their favorite morning show breaking down every trending storyline in the league. Good Morning Football weekdays on the NFL Network. Start of the fourth quarter. It's almost noon on the East Coast of the U.S. Some of you might just be getting back from your morning errands. We got a good ball game. 17-13 Falcons have the lead and the ball. Michael Penix Jr. dancing, avoiding pressure, and he fires towards London. Incomplete. Sauce Gardner in coverage. We'll bring up second down.
Good decision right there. Slid to the side, try to find somebody open. The pressure, bodies start getting around you. Hey, don't try to do too much. Good job by him to just step up and just throw this thing away.
Looking for London, we should know. We did see London kind of grasping towards the back of his leg. As we went to break at the end of the third quarter, he's lined up on the near side of formation. Penix from that side for Mooney, and that's too low with Gardner in coverage once again. Quickly third down and 10.
Missed opportunity right there. Mooney's going to motion to the outside. Started to go forward a little bit right there. Could have been a penalty, but see some separation. That little push on Sauce, but low throw right there on Michael Penix.
Could have been called for an illegal shift. On third down, another drop back for Penix. Continues to maneuver. And pressure and has to launch it away once again. And the Colts defense looking very sharp on those last three plays. Quiddy Pay and JT Tuimoloau with some pressure.
And a great job by the Falcons defense to get the Colts out on fourth down. And another answer here by the Colts defense. 3 and out, getting the ball back for their offense. It's kind of the mode of the game, doesn't it?
That's what you said at halftime.
The defense makes the play, the other defense steps up. One offense makes the play, other offense Ryan steps up.
Game of responses so far. Minion boots away. Grab by Downs. Downs with some space. A good return. And still on his feet into Atlanta territory. Josh Downs, an outstanding punt return. The longest of this season at 24 yards. Sets up the Colts down by 4 in the fourth.
When things get tough, you don't go down easily. You keep pushing. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic PSMA-positive prostate cancer, had hormone therapy, and can delay chemotherapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA-positive cells. Pluvicto can be used before chemotherapy for some people. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk of exposing others to radiation during and after treatment. Pluvicto can cause low levels of blood cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased blood cell counts, tiredness, dry mouth, nausea, appetite loss, joint or back pain, and constipation.
Ask your doctor about Pluvicto, because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
Anything for Bud Light, official team sponsor of the NFL. Showing up late. On purpose.
So busy.
Classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Predictive modeling that helps prevent supply chain issues. FedEx, the new power move.
Where am I going? I don't know. Where am I heading? I ain't certain. All I know is I am on my way. When will I be there? I don't know. When will I get there? I ain't certain. All I know is I am on my way. Where am I going? I don't know. What will I get? I ain't equipped to say. We're on our way.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places. The NFL International Games head to Spain. And on NFL Network, our stars come out in the morning. Commanders, Dolphins. It's Sunday morning football. Next Sunday at 9:30 Eastern on NFL Network.
Came a rallying cry a couple of years ago for the Colts when they were in Frankfurt. And they continue to sing it here in the country of Germany. The Colts punch one home to take the lead. Jonathan Taylor starts this drive with a few yards on the ground. Closing in on 100 yards. We'll see where they mark him up. And indeed, it is past 100 on 21 carries today.
That really has been another theme, is finishing for this Colts offense. They've been moving the football, they just haven't been able to finish. Third drive here in this second half, inside Falcons territory, and up to this point, nothing to show for it.
Last drive is 14 plays, 80 yards, almost 9 minutes, and no points.
Got the first down. Yes.
There's that patience that we've been talking about. See him get hugging up to that offensive line, hiding behind them, just waiting for the hold. There it is on the outside. Hit the afterburners for another big play.
That is now the fourth 1,000-yard season of Taylor's career. He gets 18 more on that play. Over 7,000 yards for his NFL career. Crossplay again, Taylor is knifing through holes that he finds. Another strong gain.
That's the other thing about Jonathan Taylor is you can do anything you want with him. You know, I talked about the 28 that I played with in Marshall Faulk, and what made him so special is that he had the ability to do any kind of run. Great in short yardage situations, had the ability to run outside and use the speed, the toughness to break through tackles. And Jonathan Taylor is that same kind of player. He's a guy that can stay on the field in every single situation.
He said he wants to be dependable. They have leaned on him yet again. 24th carry of the day, close to the sticks. He's going to set up a third down and short.
And it was fun to talk to him because he really believes that they've got a special group. I know there's a lot of questions about Daniel Jones coming over and what kind of player he was, but Jonathan Taylor was talking to us in the spring. He saw something special that was brewing with the character guys they have on the sideline, the skill players that they have.
Got the first down. Yes.
The first 3 quarters for the first time in over 5 years, but Jones using the sneak, he has it.
And so what a lot of us didn't see, right? Most of us did not expect this start from the Colts. Jonathan Taylor said, I saw this brewing back in the spring. We felt like we could have something special, especially with Daniel Jones and what they saw from him early, his commitment to the process, his mental intelligence, what he brought to the table. They're really excited about what they have this year.
They cash in from the red zone. Haven't scored since the first quarter. Taylor gets wrapped up and swallowed up. Brandon Dorless was the first man there. He was coming off a 2-sack game last week.
And the missed opportunities. We talked about them. You see the pressure coming here, the run pressure, bodies everywhere, but a couple opportunities in the tight red zone. 4th down, they decide to go for it instead of kicking field goals. Obviously, it's a 4-point difference right now, a chance for 6 points on those 2 4th down opportunities.
One of the most efficient red zone offenses in the league this year. Just 1 for 2 today. Play clock's winding down. Whistle must fly. Delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense number 17. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
It's going to be second down and 16 now for the Colts.
Man, so many little mistakes by this Colts offense. And Shane Steichen talking to Stacy coming out of the half, saying, hey, we got to eliminate these mistakes that we're making. We've seen it over and over again. And they've been so good in the first part of the season of eliminating those mistakes and finding ways, you said, to finish in the red zone. Been a struggle for them the last 2 weeks.
It's been almost 40 minutes of game time since they've scored. Jones to throw. Over the middle. Connects with Warren inside the 15. Get that penalty yardage back. Josh Woods makes the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd down coming up. A key 3rd down. Deep in Atlanta territory again.
As we talked about those 4th downs, I always feel like it's an interesting thing because as a player, you always say, I love to be aggressive and attacking, that he trusts us, but you always hate coming off the field without getting points when you put together a good drive. So hopefully we won't come to 4th down here in a long 4th down situation.
Extra body coming from Atlanta on the blitz. Jones steps up and gets brought down. Dorless finishes it off. 3rd sack in the last 2 games, and it's 4th down.
Great hustles. Good job by Jonathan Taylor to pick up the blitz. Daniel Jones is trying to escape out of there. Dorless, nice job coming off of that, making the tackle, getting him around the ankles and forcing the field goal.
On the 5th Atlanta sack of the day. A team that had 22 on the year coming in, around league average.
Gave the field goal, yes.
They come away with 3, but the Falcons' defense comes up big.
He's just been really distant lately. Maybe he's scared of commitment or getting hurt. What do you think?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, Bridgewater, you're in.
Teddy Bridgewater, backup, listener.
If only there were backups in real life.
Go.
So we've been
But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
different person.
You think you scared commitment?
Exactly.
You're not a mechanic. It's not your job to fix them.
Pete Courtyard's official ambassador has opened a new world for me. Now I get to hang out with NFL fans all season long.
Wait, what?
See you on game day. Today, the best mobile network in the U.S. is T-Mobile. You see millions of real customers testing the networks, and T-Mobile sort of opened a can of whoop-up. So text and instant talk and say, you won't believe where I am. Seriously, where am I?
Welcome to a new world of travel. Get global with premium travel benefits. Get access to 4 Admirals Club Globe Passes annually. Get the new City Advantage Globe Card and get going. Travel on, City Advantage.
Downey showed this NFL mom a clip about her son.
Hey, this smell like hot dog water, boy. Oh, dude.
Not my son. We need to do something about that. Do I smell hot dog water?
Mama, what you doing here?
Ugh, take this funky shirt and throw it in there. Have you heard of Downey Rinse? I'm going to show you how to rinse that odor out. Smell that.
That smells a lot better.
It does.
Rinse impossible odors out.
11 sacks now in the last 2 games for Raheem Morris and Jeff Ulbricht's defense.
And so many young guys having an impact. We saw Dorlus there, who was a draft pick by this Falcons team a year ago. We've seen Walker, we've seen Pierce have an impact. They love Xavier Watts on the back end and Billy Bowman. So many young guys contributing in big ways for this Falcons defense.
And 3 different players with 2 sacks last week, including Lakeil London. And by the way, he's active today, so sorry, buddy, you get your first 2 NFL sacks, but we're going to open up a roster spot. Jamal Agnew slips past the 20-yard line in the middle of the pitch. And Atlanta will take over, nursing a 1-point lead offensively.
We've been talking so much about answering today. Answer, answer, answer. Now can the Falcons offense answer that 3 points and extend this lead once again?
Let's take a look at Next Gen Stats. It's powered by AWS. There's the matchup. Sauce against Drake. There's 2 catches on 10 matchups. Again, not every stat between the 2 of them, but it has been fun to watch. London on the top side of formation. Gardner at off coverage. On the 23. Robinson. This is where he does most of his damage outside the tackles, getting to the sideline and run out by Bynum. Good block by Charlie Werner, and a pick up solid yardage on first down to the 29.
They've been running the ball well today, and Lou Anarumo told me that when you play against a guy like Deshaun Robinson, he tries to use the Derrick Henry rules. We got to get him to stop his feet and go lateral, because when he can push and press the line of scrimmage and make those 1 cuts is where he's so dangerous.
First to run to the left, now we're running to the right, a first down.
Exhibit A, let him go to the right-hand side. You see him plant that right foot and get downhill, hit the big hole, and up into the secondary.
78 yards on the ground for Bijan Robinson. Only has 1 catch, but 14 carries, so those are his 15 touches. And just 37 rushing yards per game during their 3-game losing streak. Much better showing today for Bijan. Number 8 pick in 2023. Seeking space. And we'll get stopped at the 40 as we check in with KP.
Well, hey, no surprise that Bijan Robinson's running with some extra juice right now. He's been watching the running back on the other side. He told me what Jonathan Taylor has done this season is special. He's talked, he messaged throughout the season. And what he's doing is inspiring me. He says, when he makes a play, it motivates me to go out there and do the same. And he's running well early in this drive.
Maybe 2 of the elite running backs in this league. Robinson still only in year number 3 at the NFL level. Steps up. Throws for Moody, incomplete. Not a lot of room on that sideline. Tight coverage from Makai Blackman.
And I love that comment by Christina, because I used to always say that too when I was playing against a great quarterback on the other side. We understand we're playing against the opponent's defense, but you understand who is playing on that other sideline, and that you want to match everything they do because you know they're going to have a huge impact on the game.
Big third down and 7. Stravani for Indianapolis on the rush. And it's down the middle, and it's behind his intended target. He was looking for David Sills. First target of the day for the fourth-year receiver out of, coincidentally enough, West Virginia. And it's 4th down.
He's going to want this one back. We've seen a couple of these throws. I see Sills come down, and he gets a little stick to the outside. And a huge opening across the middle. Just try to anticipate, throw it a little bit early. Sills comes out of it a little bit quick. Man, a misconnection there. It would have been a huge play for the Falcons.
It's a third straight drive, ending in a pinion punt. Is Downs, fair catch inside his own 10. Well, Salute to Service is the year-round effort for the National Football League and its charitable partners to honor, empower, and connect with the nation's service members, veterans, and their families. At this time each year, the NFL reinforces the support and gratitude to those who have served and continue to serve. You can visit NFL.com/salute to learn about the NFL's impact with its Salute to Service.
I appreciate all the men and women that have served. My wife, a former Marine, happy birthday to the Marines, 250 years tomorrow. But to all our men and women that have served, greatly appreciated. Salute all of you.
So it's Kurt Warner, Stacey Bales, Christina picked down the field, Adam Amin, great NFL Network crew. Daniel Jones on the bootleg, delivering to the rookie tight end Warren. That is a tough matchup for any defender, including Billy Bowman, the rookie slot corner at 5'10", 194 pounds. He's outweighed by about 60 pounds going up against Warren.
Rookie on rookie. Yeah, you grab anything you can grab when you got a big fella. I will grab your jersey, I'll grab your t-shirt, whatever it takes until somebody help me, get here.
Bowman did not play the last 4 games. They're happy to have him back in that slot corner position. He missed time with a hamstring injury. Yeah, second and short. Time.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. The 20, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown. Yeah.
How in the world did he do that? He's up behind those offensive linemen, and you think that he's going down, he's going nowhere. And once again, the patience. Just get up there, hug the offensive line, keep the legs moving, and then you see the breakout, the explosive speed, a little bit of a stiff arm there. And A.J. Terrell, and he's taking it to distance and gives the Colts the lead once again.
Now they'll go for 2 to try to make it a 7-point lead. And how appropriate was Christina Pick's report about Robinson and Taylor, the respect they have, wanting to make a play? Robinson had the longest run of the NFL this year at 81 yards. That is the new longest run in the NFL this season. Jones for 2. Was looking to the left for Taylor. That ball got so still a 5-point game, and that's a huge difference, because now an Atlanta touchdown would give them the lead. But this touchdown from Taylor put the Colts in front on one of the best runs you may see all season long. Nice play up front by Rook Ororo. Got that paw up there to prevent the easy 2.
It was going to be an easy 2. But man, that is what Jonathan Taylor has brought to this offense all year long, is not just the dependability, the short runs, to be able to sustain drives, but the explosive runs. And again, you just see the patience, you see the legs. The legs never stop moving. It would help with the stiff arm right there, but got the breakaway speed, as Christina was saying. back and forth. You watch that guy on the other sideline make a play like that. You wonder if Bijan's over there going, okay, it's my turn. Now I got to find a way to answer that and give my team a victory.
Jonathan Taylor, 210 yards on the ground now. With 6 minutes left, Indianapolis has regained the lead. It's the third 200-yard rushing game of Taylor's career. The other two came in the division against Jaguars and Titans. Rabbi Agnew. And he's going to get hit shy of the 30-yard line. Good play by Jalen Jones. We're back in 30 seconds after this from Geico.
Oh, no, I can't.
Poor dear.
Welcome, Mrs. C.
Yeah, they want to know.
Don't let anything stop you. That's fly. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration has the very latest in style, safety, and tech.
83-yarder from Jonathan Taylor. Robinson's 81-yarder came in that last victory that Atlanta had on Monday night against the Buffalo Bills. That was a signature win against a very good AFC team. Now they trail one of the top teams in the AFC with 6 minutes left. Thanks. Over the middle, and London, who moved into the slot in motion, goes to the middle of the field away from Gardner and picks up a catch for 16 yards and a first down in front of the safety cross.
It almost looked like the same play that they ran to Sills on the previous drive. Push up, find that window inside. Great communication between those two guys. They work so well together. And Greg London just finding that window for the first down.
To the 44 now as we approach 5 minutes to go. Now London motions outside against Gardner. Penix under pressure from Grover Stewart. Being chased by multiple Colts and finds Robinson up the sideline. Picks up 8 yards there. Nice scramble by Penix. Now we duck inside of 5 minutes, so the clock rules will change. Good play here.
And he talked to us about using his legs more. He gets out there playing quarterback. Nice catch at Bijan there on the sideline. But he says when he gets out there as a quarterback, he's so focused on dealing the football and getting it to his playmakers that sometimes he forgets about using his athleticism. Nice job right there to buy a little extra time and find the completion on the sideline.
He suffered a couple of torn ACLs in college, but has been a true pocket passer. Going back to his time in Washington in college. Here's Robinson. That ball came out momentarily, but he was already down right at the line to gain.
Talk about being a pocket passer. Asked him about who was the guy that he modeled his game after growing up, and he said it was Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
But he was a guy that was a pocket passer but had the athleticism to also make plays. Even asked him if he tried the two gloves at one point. Remember, he said, "Hey, yeah, I tried it as a freshman at Indiana, but it didn't last too long."
Yeah, Teddy, two gloves. And the receiver gloves are a little too sticky for his liking. Looks like Sauce might be following London now. And for Algier, he puts through for good yardage down to the 39 of Indianapolis. 3:35 and counting.
And I love the way they're going about this drive, right? No panic in what they're doing. Plenty of time on the clock. You got all 3 timeouts. You can stay with your game plan. Run the football. You don't have to push it. Drop back every single time. Nice little change up, keeping them in second and short situation.
There is Algier. That's the first down, and it's run out of bounds. The clock will continue to move as contact was made inbounds. They called him a closer at BYU. He was the guy they give the ball to late in games in these types of situations.
He's going to punish you on the back end. Big fella doesn't shy away from contact. Run through some contact early. Sauce, welcome to the Colts.
Set up shop at the 32-yard line. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Still a 2-minute warning to come. Penix over the middle on the slant. It's Pitts for a first down into the red zone. This could go down to the 2-minute warning. Makes the catch in front of Kenny Moore for a gain of 13.
Really good process by Michael Penix. He starts to his left-hand side, doesn't like it, comes back, and you see the anticipation. Pitts hadn't even turned his head yet. The ball was almost on him. Great job locating it at the last second, making the catch.
And we reach a one-possession game in the final 2 minutes in Berlin. 72,000 in the capital of Germany have been treated. Topping Bijan Robinson's 81-yarder from about a month ago. That gave the Colts the lead. It's the drive of the day presented by Mercedes-Benz. But after the missed 2-point conversion, Atlanta in the red zone where they're 2 for 2 today, down by only 5. A touchdown gives them the lead, and this is Drake London's home. Handoff, Algier gets tripped up. A good run. Touchdown was saved by Laiatu. Again, both teams came in under the 2-minute warning with all 3 timeouts. Colts will use one here.
Well, you said the Falcons are 2 for 2 today in the red zone. But coming in, this has been their biggest issue. They said coming in, we have got to be better. We got to find ways to finish in the red zone with touchdowns. And here we are. Game on the line. You've got to find a way to finish this thing with a touchdown. You mentioned it. 3 touchdown passes by Michael Penix last week. All of them to Drake London, and they weren't easy catches. They love to use the size of Drake London down here, whether he's boxing somebody out, the high balls up and away where he can go and track them like he's playing basketball and going up and getting a rebound.
Robinson is off. London is on the near side of the formation, former USC basketball and football player. Here is Algier, and Tyler Algier pounding ahead, and he's all the way down near the goal line. First and goal, Elijah Wilkinson, the right tackle, with a big block, and Algier will set it up near the goal line.
Man, locomotive going downhill, steam coming out of his ears. He is tough to bring down. Nice job by Sauce there to meet him at about the 2-yard line and find a way to get him to the ground. Have to believe they're going to give it to number 25 once again. Force that Colts defense to man up and stop him.
This has got to be, this will be 3 cracks in the end zone. It wouldn't show me to hand it off to Tyler Algier all 3 times. We'll have the Mercedes-Benz postgame coming up, start of the game, and a full preview of the Sunday slate, which starts in about 40 minutes.
And you take a touchdown anytime you can get a touchdown, but I know the Falcons are kind of thinking, it wouldn't be so bad if we didn't score in the first one and force that 3rd time not to be taken by Indy.
Here is Algier looking for the end zone and the lead. Touchdown Atlanta. His second of the day has the Falcons in front with 104 seconds left.
Well, I was sitting here after that Jonathan Taylor touchdown and that report by Tina Pink to say, oh, is John going to come back and he's going to be the one to answer that? Well, it wasn't him, it was his running mate, Tyler Algier, answering the touchdown by Jonathan Taylor, and it's been the story of the game. Back and forth, each team coming up with the big play as they needed to answer the other team. Now there's 1:44 left with a chance for Indy to maybe make the final answer of the game.
They'll go for 2 to try to make this a field goal game. Raheem Morris's team trying to steer the car back on track. It's the tight end Warner makes the pass. Out route, it's London.
Now we have to get field goal inside the gate.
A 3-point lead for Raheem Morris and the Falcons.
It's that one-on-one matchup, Sauce against Drake London, that we've been waiting for and watching all day long, and it's the big bodies, the physicality. Little stumble out of it by Sauce Gardner. Great job by Drake London to create the separation and get the 2 points.
Exactly the game that you were hoping for. If you came to Berlin, there's Algier getting a lot of love from his coaching staff. A guy who was a walk-on at BYU, was working at Walmart to try to make ends meet while he worked his way towards a scholarship. And finally getting a chance late in the game for another opportunity. His second touchdown goes in, and now all of a sudden the Falcons have the lead. Adam Amin, the Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, Stacey Christina down on the field.
I got to say, I'm always cheering for those guys that are working part-time jobs, waiting for their opportunity in the NFL. Pretty cool story.
I was going to say, you understand exactly what type of life Algier was living before he had the opportunity to get to the NFL. This is the type of game that we are hoping to see tight down the stretch. And sure enough, we've got a 3-point game. Here comes Abdullah, and Amir Abdullah, one man to beat, and a great touchdown-saving tackle for the Falcons by Natron Brooks. Otherwise, Abdullah is headed to the house.
We haven't talked about it a lot, but this is the 3rd big return by this Colts special teams, setting up their offense in Falcons territory. Doolin with the kick return, Abdullah with the kick return, Towns with the punt return. Wow, setting them up perfectly.
Here comes Daniel Jones, 97 seconds left. He's got the ball in plus territory, down by just 3. The Colts have plenty of time and a timeout. Blitz coming, gets rid of it. And Ellis and Warren battling for it. It gets ripped away by Caden Ellis. Oh, what a battle that was.
Two big physical guys. See the ball a little bit behind him. Does a nice job snagging it with his hands, but just fighting to bring it in. Ellis doing a great job and not giving up and getting that football out.
I get a review of this. No coaches challenges inside of 2 minutes, but the booth can call for a review.
Previous play is under review.
Under review, it's
Hard to say if he was able to ever get possession of that thing as it's kind of moving the whole entire time.
Let's take a look here. Warren and Ellis battling. Mike Pereira is with us. Mike, walk us through what you're looking at here.
You're actually looking at the element of time here, control and time. Okay, he gets control, but then kind of loses it on his shoulder. And when you count steps, you have to count an additional step. Now, he's fighting to keep control. In real time, we thought it was pretty obvious that it was incomplete. But in there now, they're looking at control. And did he get a third step down, an extra step after the 2 feet? To me, I like this as incomplete. We'll see what they do in New York.
Mike, would it be a whistle and then a stoppage of forward progress with a completion?
No, I don't think they could get involved in that element. They didn't rule it. So I just, the fact that the whole process
After review, the stands is called to the defense.
So that's what Mike thought. He thought it would stand, and indeed that ends up being the case for an incompletion. So it's second down, still in plus territory, 92 seconds left. Again, still one timeout for the Colts. Badgley has already missed from 53. That would spot the ball at the 35-yard line. Blitz heavy Falcons bring pressure on Jones.
they're going to lose.
40-yard line. Arnold Abakady was the first man there, and Caden Ellis finished it off.
How many times has this young defense stepped up, bringing pressure, challenging? Young guys coming from both sides. And nowhere to go with the football for Daniel Jones. No way to escape, and another huge sack from the Falcons defense.
A third time with 6 sacks this season, and it's back-to-back games for the Falcons with half a dozen sacks. Highest blitz rate in the NFL starting to get to Daniel Jones. And it's third down and 21. They have to get to the 38-yard line. Now second back in coverage. Jones wanted to throw downfield. Doesn't have it. Now has to use the legs. And there goes Jones. No timeouts. He steps
I think we should
out.
pull for it.
The 40 to set up fourth down and makeable. With 77 seconds left. What a play by Jones for 19 yards.
Wow, great coverage on the back end. Nowhere to go. As he breaks contain, Jonathan Taylor out in front of him says, hey, you pick up that guy and spring me to get close. And really, this has been one of the stories all day, is going for it on fourth down and not having success on fourth down. Well, the game is on the line. Another fourth down situation for the Colts.
Nothing downfield, so Jones had his longest run of the season. And now 2 yards needed to keep it going. Otherwise, the Falcons pull off the win. Under pressure, Jones lofts.
Got the first down. Yes.
Got away from Bowman for the first down.
Well, the big fella missed the other one in tight coverage. And this one says, hey, I'm going to find a way to make this catch. Wow, great coverage there by Bowman, who was on the guy outside of him and fell off when he saw Warren coming to the flat. Makes a great play on it, but the big fella was not going to be denied this time.
They're in Badgley's game-time field goal range. Jones looks for the lead. Bloodied Daniel Jones lost it down the sideline for Pierce with double coverage. Running with him, incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10.
Wow, what a play that was on fourth down. You got to go back to Billy Bowman. Did a great job playing outside, reading the play, and falling off. in great position there to knock the football away. Ball just high enough out of his reach. Warren being able to make the catch, get the first down, and Daniel Jones has had a rough day, and that's just some visual evidence of what that Falcons defense has done all day long.
Been into a rare bratwurst. Jones on a weird snap, broken play. He goes down again. It's Harrison. His first sack of the season, the 7th of the day for the Falcons defense, a season high.
Yeah, I believe that was supposed to be a handoff, but with the pressure and the high snap, he didn't feel comfortable handing it to Jonathan Taylor and just pulled it down himself, but there was nowhere to go. Big third down situation off the sack.
A 54-yard field goal for Pear. They'll try to make it a little easier. It's Pittman. Inside the 30-yard line. The Colts do not have a timeout, but they don't have to rush here. Now Atlanta may use a timeout to save some clock. I think that's exactly what they'll do. They'll save as much time as possible. At 23 seconds, timeout is called.
Man, first game here in Berlin, Germany, and fans are getting a treat. What a football game this has been. Both sides playing well, offensively, defensively, some big plays on special teams. It's been a great football game.
And I guess appropriately, it's going to come down in Europe to a kick. It will be Michael Badgley, who missed from 53. He only missed one kick in his first 4 games. He's missed 2 today. An opportunity to tie the game. Took over for the injured Spencer Schrader, who tore his knee up in week 5. From 44 to tie the game.
He tied the game, yes.
It is so much fun to hear the buzz in the building, not just because it was a game-tying kick, but just the fact that anytime somebody lines up the kick, there's a buzz in the building, there's excitement. They love their kickers over here. And the Colts are feeling really good about theirs right about now as well.
These two teams have had a combined 5 kickers this season. Schrader got injured against Las Vegas in week 5. And in his 5th Colts game, comes out with a clutch make to tie up at 25 apiece. Still 2 timeouts for Atlanta here. Could it come down to special teams yet again for the Falcons? Let's see if Penix can get them down the field with a couple of timeouts.
It's so much fun, the back and forth, and the way each team, as we've been saying, kind of the theme of the game, and found ways to answer. Jonathan Taylor touchdown, Tyler Algier touchdown. Colts making their way back, converting the 4th down. Badgley kick to tie this thing up
after that 3rd and 21 after the sack. Agnew has 7 career returns for a touchdown. He grabs it at the 10. Agnew's going to get taken down at the 26-yard line. It's Laquan Treadwell. Just got called up for the practice squad today. The 10-year veteran out of Mississippi. And with 21 seconds and 2 timeouts left, Michael Penix Jr. will see what he can bust out to maybe get the Falcons into Zane Gonzalez's field goal range in his Atlanta debut.
And it'll be interesting to see what they dial up here. Do you really try to push the ball down the field, put the ball in harm's way? Start with something short. See if we can get them moving a little bit.
London and Gardner, bottom of the formation. Wants to go downfield, rifles it up, and it's
dropped.
Darnell Mooney could not hold on at 2nd down.
It's the same thing you see no matter what level of football you play at. You try to move before you catch it. You try to make a move, get out of bounds. You're going to drop the football, and a huge drop right there by Darnell Mooney.
Pressure on Penix, and has to fling it away. The ball is loose, finally grabbed by Pitts. This could potentially be grounding. And excellent pressure from the rookie, JT Tuimoloau for Indianapolis.
I don't believe he got out of the pocket. John Robinson was, I'm sorry, got a Pitts was in the area. Obviously, the ball didn't get back to line of scrimmage.
Yes!
Or at least ends regulation. Unless they want to use a timeout to preserve that time. But sure enough, didn't get out of the pocket, didn't get the ball to a receiver in the area. Mike Pereira is with us. Walk us through these steps, Mike.
Yeah, I really can't end regulation here because what you have is, and the replay's got to look and help with the clock here. Intentional grounding, there was 11 seconds to go, not 9 when the ball hit the ground. So what would you do is you would set the clock to 11. Then Atlanta could take a timeout to save the runoff, which is probably what they'll get to is Cleat is getting all the information here. But they're most likely will decline in 10 seconds and have 11 seconds to go in the quarter.
And Mike, take me to the grounding. Obviously, Pitts was in the area. How close does that ball have to get to Pitts for them to not call grounding in that situation?
Yeah, I think a lot closer than that. I mean,
Atlanta chose not to accept the timeout to delay the 10-second runoff. So there was a 10-second runoff, plus they offered to wind the clock so it really ends the game at this point. End of regulation, we'll roll to overtime.
So again, I mean, I'm not sure what he said there. He said that they're going to go to overtime, but if they're going to properly enforce this, they should have reset the clock to 11 seconds because that's what it was. And
they put 1 second on the game clock.
There it is, Mike. We're waiting for it, and right on cue, there were 11 seconds on the clock when that ball ends up being ruled dead. So we know it's a grounding penalty, which would lead to a 10-second runoff. 11 seconds when the ball hits the ground. So let's say there's the 10-second runoff, which Atlanta apparently was fine with. So then you get to 1 second on the clock. And that's what Mike was walking us through. Any penalty inside? Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Really now, they took the 10-second runoff. Now you would actually wind the clock where the ball is ready for play. So then the 1 second would run off. That's since they accepted that 10-second runoff.
And they opted not to use the timeout to save all that time, which would be the full 11 seconds, as Mike said. Instead, they opt to accept the penalty. You would spot the ball. It would wind on the referee's whistle before the snap. That second would wind down. That would end regulation regardless. So a little bit of confusion, but we appreciate Mike walking us through the steps. And now, off to extra time we go in Germany.
Welcome to overtime. Regular season, we're going to play up to 1:10 period. Both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball. Nick's going to get 2 timeouts, and any replays will be handled upstairs in the replay booth. Okay? Today's going again. The Berlin Similar heads inside his tails. The Berlin Similar heads inside his tails. Indianapolis should have been team of your choice. Tails is the ball. It is tails. You win the toss. You with the ball.
It'll be Colts ball to start overtime. What a game. team. The Colts are the designated home team, which means the road team gets the opportunity to call the coin toss. Cleve Blakeman actually has Zaire Franklin for the toss. It should have been Atlanta's choice on the toss. They reflipped it during the break. Falcons won the toss. They have the ball, and a return by Jamal Agnew gets hit shy of the 30-yard line by Shegun Alubi. So a lot of confusion down this stretch of regulation and immediately into overtime. But after all of that, it was reflipped. Everything is properly placed now. Colts pick the direction they want to go in after the Falcons got the ball to start overtime. Both teams will have a chance to possess the ball in OT.
First regular season game in Berlin, Germany. A lot of firsts for me and things that I've never seen, especially in just the last couple minutes.
They cleaned up Daniel Jones after the bloody mouth on the final drive, which led to the game-time field goal. And a ball from the 30. 2 timeouts apiece. It's Bijan Robinson. 17th carry of this day to the 31-yard line. Ray Pratt is there for the stop.
It's just been a fun game to watch. And we wondered what the Atlanta Falcons team we would see. A team that's got a couple big wins against the Buffalo Bills, the Minnesota Vikings, and a couple huge losses to Carolina and Miami. So they've been very much up and down roller coaster all year, but they've played a really, really good football game to match a really good team on the other side. And who's going to finish this thing?
Fires it near side, incomplete from Moody. Blackman in coverage, 3rd down and 9 coming up.
It's one thing when I watch Michael Penix play, oftentimes he can stay open to the left-hand side, meaning his left leg will go away from his target, go wider than his target, and can lead to some of those off throws on that left-hand side. Had an opportunity there to Mooney and just missed it wide left.
Walks it away, and it's incomplete, but a flag is thrown on the far side of the field. Blackman and Mooney were jockeying in coverage on that far side where the flag was thrown.
Contact, defense number 29. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But it's contact after 5 yards prior to the pass being thrown. So it's a 5-yard penalty and a fresh set of downs for Atlanta. That's one of the things that Shane Steichen said we had to clean up in the first half. A penalty bites him here.
It's really tough there because Blackman was standing there knowing that they were bringing pressure, and he was actually just waiting for a quick throw. So he kind of planted his feet, and Mooney ran through him and kind of created the contact there. Maybe a little step to the outside by Blackman. Oftentimes going to go against the defense, of course, but what a huge break for the Falcons.
And he certainly felt like the contact was initiated by Mooney. Algier trying to dance in the backfield, and he's got no room. Zaire Franklin, the All-Pro last season, a loss for 2 yards on the play at 2nd down.
A tackling machine. Fun talking to him throughout the week. Talking to people about his leadership, what he brings to this defense. Grew up an Eagles fan, said he tries to model his game after old Jeremiah Trotter. Great leader for those great Eagles defenses back in the day. Brings that same intensity to the Colts.
Eagles playing Monday night against Green Bay with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the roster. 2nd and 9 and 12. Low snap handled by Penix. Throws to the outside, and Mooney makes the grab but out of bounds. And incomplete.
They're showing the same look that they did on that 3rd down pressure. Bringing everybody up to the line of scrimmage. See them all loaded up right there. Looks like pure man-to-man, and then they're going to run out of this late. Penix just rushes his throw just a touch. Again, wide to the outside. A 3rd and long situation here for the Falcons.
Colts bring extra bodies on the blitz on Penix.
Yeah.
Huge on this drive in overtime.
Zaire Franklin starting on the left-hand side. A little step up. Wheels back to the backside. Great job, the coverage on the back end. Trying to hold it to get one of those shots down the field, but not enough time. Great game up front by that Colts defense.
Pinion punts it. Short punt, Downs on the move, makes the catch in this good field position for the Colts. Not a good punt by Bradley Pinion. Just a 39-yard kick from Pinion with pressure coming. Downs got to move up, but he had a muff punt last week, and he held on tightly to that one to keep it with Indianapolis.
Wow, gotta have some guts. After muffing one a week ago, comes sprinting up to trying to make that catch. Good job of hanging on to it, and once again, special teams setting their offense up in great field position.
Daniel Jones, who's had 12 of these game-winning drives in his career, including one in the playoffs against Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Cousins on the other sideline as the backup front lane. Toss play. Taylor's got a 200-yard game working. Only out one or two there.
Both teams get a possession, so obviously any score is going to win here for Indy. So don't feel like you have to drop back and just throw the football. You can stay with your game plan. And, of course, as you said, 200-yard game by Jonathan Taylor. Always feel good about starting the drive with the ball in his hands.
Badgley nailed one at the end of the fourth quarter to tie the game at 25. Get to about the 35 or 30, you're in his field goal range. Jones, deep drop, floats one deep down the field for
got the first down. Yeah.
Pretty grab by the rookie down to the 44-yard line in field goal range. A perfectly thrown ball for 22.
Pretty grab, even prettier throw. Great patience to set it up over the top of the linebacker. Outside number. Warren making a nice catch over the shoulder, but this is what Daniel Jones has been all year. I'm not sure a lot of people felt that he had this in him, and he has shown up in big play after big play when they've had to count on him all year long.
Blitz coming, and Taylor got away from the initial pressure, and Bates brings him down. They had a chance to bring him down in the backfield. Billy Bowman, the slot corner, was right there and missed.
I mean, come on. Point blank range, great job by Jonathan Taylor to bounce it to the outside, and he is just a highlight waiting to happen. What should have been a loss becomes a huge play for this Colts offense.
One of the toughest running backs in the NFL to bring down. His second most rushing yards in a game with 218. Right back to him. This time, the penetration. Harrison is there for the stop, his former teammate. And it'll be third down from here. It would only be about a 43-yard field goal for Badgley to try to win it.
Thinking to that, back to that last play by Jonathan Taylor, seeing the number 28. Just think back to my 28 Marshall Falcon. How many times I didn't want to carry out a fake and I just wanted to turn around and see what this guy was going to do, because every single play could be a highlight play.
Best day by a running back this season in the NFL.
Got the first down. Yes.
Down inside the 15-yard line. Over 220 yards for Jonathan Taylor.
And once again, just great patience to just hold back behind his offensive line. And Tyler Warren, who's rapid to the backside and just finding the crease and up into the secondary for another first down.
The most yards he's had on the ground since the end of his rookie season with the Colts, when he had 253 against the Jaguars. Colts can smell it now. Here is Taylor. Down inside the 10-yard line. Into Xavier Watts, the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Jones feeling good now.
Feeling good knowing it's out of his hands at this point. He made the huge throw to Tyler Warren to get him down into Falcons territory and then just hand it to 28.
Home security at a premium now, obviously.
But you probably don't have to tell a guy like Jonathan Taylor, but yes, these are the situations you come in and say, hey, 2 hands on the football, just hold on to it.
Colts have put the ball on the ground 4 times today. Right back to Taylor with Warren Rockets.
Touchdown, we won! Yeah!